Hi everyone. So today we have a new open source model which is basically called HiDream, and if you look at artificial analysis leaderboard, it is ranking at number 3. So it is the number 1 open source model currently out there. And if you see, it is actually performing better than Reve, Ideogram and Google's Imagine 3. The last open source model that we have was this Flux 1 Dev, because Flux never open sourced Flux 1.1 Pro. So this was the last one. Now we have another, and this is the official Hugging Face page. You'll get all the links in the description below, don't worry. The thing about this is it has been quantized, and integration with Comfy UI is in work in progress, so it will be released in some time, I hope. But the problem is the usage is very high. The minimum VRAM you can say is 16 GB. So if you come to their official Hugging Face page, you can see some of the spaces are using this one. There are 3 models, basically the full, dev and fast. So we would be using the full, but there are some spaces. So this is the Hugging Face space, but the problem is after 1 or 2 generations you would get an error because you have used up your free credits. So what I did was, I am actually running this, if you click on run locally here, I am actually running this using the container on my own GPU that I rented on RunPod. So now let's get started. The first prompt that we have, this is a close-up portrait photograph of a woman's face illuminated by blue tinted light. And then I have mentioned it like it creates distinct patterns across facial features, slight motion blur and this kind of thing. And it exhibits characteristics of cinematographers like Stanley Kubrick and Roger Deakins. So Stanley Kubrick, sorry. And professional photography using, then I have mentioned lens, aperture, Kodak Porta 800. And this is the thing. And let's generate and see what happens. You would see there would be a pop-up here. This space is unofficial quantized version. So basically this is the quantized version of the full model, but still it gives pretty good results. And some of the prompts, if you would have watched my Sora video, the ChatGPT 4 image generation one, you would see I would be repeating some of my prompts from that as well, just to see how well this performs. So our generation is done, as you can see, and this actually looks pretty good. We have that blue lighting, we have the close-up of the face. One thing you can see is that the skin is a little bit shiny, and this is the problem that we also saw in Flux. But remember, in this space we do not have to change, we do not have the option to change CFG. So probably that is the reason we can get way more realistic results afterwards once it comes out for Comfy UI. But for now, the generation, prompt following, everything looks pretty good. Now let's go to the next prompt. So the next prompt that we have is a little bit different. A sizzling chicken glistening with juices rests on a Himalayan salt block. A hand reaches to sprinkle coarse salt crystals over the chicken. And then there is the mention of a font, and the bottom would have crave-worthy written somewhere here. And then I have mentioned the lighting, highlighting the texture of meat and salt. So this is going to be a chicken, and let's see. So you can see that the image is ready, and this looks pretty good. I'll have to say, the font, this is what we wanted. The text is pretty good. This is the Himalayan salt block that we wanted. There are juices, chicken, and there is sprinkling of salt. So I am pretty happy with this generation. So now let's try something else. This is going to be anime style digital art of a man wearing black suit, tall and muscular, emerging from shadows, his eyes glowing blue. There is a pet tiger with him. The atmosphere is mysterious and chilling. Let's see what it generates. Now we can see that the image has been generated, and this is pretty much all we wanted. Like, everything is according to the prompt. One thing you would see is that even if it is anime style, it looks a little bit like painting. And again, this is, I think, when we get the control of CFG, we can actually fix this. There is this like CFG or prompt guidance that we used in SDXL and Flux. So it looks a little bit more contrasty right now, but we can actually fix this. So now for the next prompt, a photorealistic street fashion photograph of a 21-year-old woman with confident expression wearing a red crochet crop top and denim miniskirt. Now, I have mentioned the location, walking along charming cobblestone streets of Venice and historic architecture and canals. So let's see whether it can understand how Venice should look and create something like that. And it is in afternoon light, so there is lighting, textures, shot with Canon EOS R3 using 50mm lens. Then there is aperture, shallow depth of field, softly blurs the background while keeping her in sharp focus. So let's see. So as we can see, the image has been generated, and I'm not pretty sure whether this is Venice or not, but in the blurred background we can see actually a boat here. So Venice is actually famous for that, so I guess it understands the point. And other than that, I see the eyes are good, the fingers are looking good. This is 1024 resolution, but even in that, the generation looks pretty good. This is what we wanted. Denim miniskirt and crochet crop top, which is red. So I think this works pretty good. Now next we have a very unique prompt. Now this prompt is Hokusai's Ukiyo e-print. So this is a style, and let's see whether it can recreate that or not. Depicting a woman in pink tank top, and the background is going to be girly themed room. Let's see what happens. So you can see it can actually understand the prompts very well. So this is exactly what we wanted. This is the kind of art I was looking for. So I am very impressed. And next we have something like this. A 1990s photograph showing a closer view of woman's collarbone. And then basically the main part is a black tattoo in lowercase Times New Roman font reading Excalibur is the best. And then I have mentioned the photograph is grainy, low resolution, typical 1990s consumer camera, and everything to make it seem a little bit realistic. But the main part is to see the tattoo and how it is on the skin, like whether it looks realistic or not. So I'll click on generate and let's see. The image is ready, and this actually looks pretty good. But one thing which I find very funny is that you can see this Flux chin has come back to haunt us again. So yeah, so now we'll go to the next prompt. A fashion advertisement set in naturally lit studio featuring a young male model leaning against a mid-century modern wooden chair. He wears abstract pattern sweater combining beige and blue tones paired with khaki cargo pants and black high-top sneakers. A black baseball cap with white X logo sits backwards. And then there is like the textured wall softly illuminated by the late afternoon sun, and relaxed pose, warm lighting, casual approach. Let's see what happens. And we have the image, and you can see when you prompt, it actually generates amazing photographs. So you can see the fingers, there is no like bad hands, and it followed all the prompts that we wanted, even with the X on the cap. Everything is there, the wooden chair, lighting and everything. This looks so professional. And just imagine if we can change the prompt guidance and CFG a little bit with more precision, then we can get like a lot more realism in this. And I am actually very impressed, especially with this prompt. I am very impressed. So now let's go to another prompt. This prompt is going to be very unique, a very short prompt, a university yearbook page with photos of 8 different students. Just that, and let's see. So we can see that the image is ready, and we have the university yearbook, university year. We have those texts. There is like this emblem logo, and then again, like it could not generate random text, and I get that. But the thing is, the photos, for some reason, I feel like firstly it creates more Asian faces, and secondly it tries to copy the face. And this is pretty interesting because you can see the basic face looks a lot similar, and even here you can see that if you combine these two faces, this one will be created. So you can see the eyes from this photo and the complexion slightly from this photo, but then the smile is similar to this one, and this one is completely different. So it is pretty interesting. This prompt is pretty interesting because you understand that for this resolution, it is trying to create the faces by mixing and matching the already present ones. So this is interesting, but then again, I would say this looks like yearbook page, and I'm pretty impressed. And let me know what you think of this model, and if you have any kind of questions or doubt, put it in the comment section below, and I'll try to reply as soon as possible. Thank you.